who was reported in Idaho missing October the 5th, 2018. There has not been any, activity or anything going on with his case. And in the studio today, I have his dad, as well as on the phone from London is Miss Rochelle. Okay, so want to get started?
You can speak.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi everyone. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for, taking the time out to call in today. This has
Okay.
been a case that has, this is one of my own personal cases, and I have been, we have been working with Mr. Woods since basically when it happened. And I just want to let the audience know some of the things that has been going on. I want to speak on. I want you to refresh people's memory about who Terrence was, and then get into some of the things that you have been going through fighting for his case and trying to bring some awareness to his case.
She's calling from
Yeah,
London, England,
Yeah,
right?
she's calling it from London,
I
England.
just wanted to get that in.
You can introduce yourself if you would like, and then you can get started.
Okay, so my name is Rochelle, and I'm one of Terrence's friends who works in the TV industry in London. And we found out a couple of days after he had gone missing that Terrence was missing, because obviously we're in London. It wasn't until his family started contacting different various people from his Facebook group that we found out what happened. But what I can tell you from here in England, because the production company is based in London, is that everyone's very quiet. The TV industry here, they're trying to ignore the fact that a young black guy has gone missing in the TV industry. And people are scared of losing their jobs, and scared of speaking about it, because the production company Raw TV are one of the biggest in the UK and England, and they just have a lot of money and they have a lot of power, and
Right.
Discovery Channel as well. So the issues that we've been facing from the beginning is just getting Terrence's case some exposure, and the only reason it got exposure in 2020 was because of the killing of George Floyd. So what happened? George had died, sadly passed away, and I thought that's a great angle for us to try and attach Terrence's story to, which we did. And then that's when Deadline took it on, and the article was put there. That's when Vice UK took it on, and that's also how Dr. Phil and his team got in contact with us.
Wow.
So, and then it was on Essence as well. They wrote an article about it. And then since then, we've just been building up a Find Terrence Woods, his YouTube channel, his Instagram. We've just been trying to build everything up from there. And everyone's very shocked. Not everyone knows about it. Some people are still very they didn't know what happened or haven't heard of him. But I think the most shocking thing is that the production company haven't given Terrence's family an accurate investigation or research or said anything to what really happened to him. And that's what shocks a lot of us, is that the fact is that they haven't done their due diligence. Because I work in TV, I go over to America, I go all different places around Europe filming. And if I had gone missing and my production company or my production manager knew that I had gone missing, there would be a big uproar. There would be huge. But because this company do not care, this is the reason why there isn't so much about Terrence. I would say that this is the biggest thing ever to happen in the TV and film industry in the world, internationally. We've got people from Russia, people from all over the country, all over the world, who are getting to know about Terrence's story, and they're trying to support us. Apart from, it's just not the production company who are trying to support us. And obviously Terrence's father, Mr. Woods, is trying to do his best. His mum, she finds it difficult to speak. When she cries, we cry, because we all feel her pain. And at the end of the day, we're at a loss. We're all such a big loss, and we're all very much missing T, and things just like this just can't go on anymore. And we haven't got any help. All of this stuff that we've been doing since 2020, I've been working on Terrence's case since 2018, but I just got connected with Mr. Woods in 2020, And since then, it's just really been me, him, a few of Terrence's friends, his mum, and that's it really.
I've got a quick question.
Building all his social media, all of those things, I've been doing that practically alone. And it got to the stage where I was so burnt out in the end of 2020 that I nearly had a mental breakdown.
Glad you did.
Because it was just too much for me to handle. Thank God I'm okay now. But I just felt my soul breaking. I felt my spirit breaking. My body was breaking because it's just so sad.
Can I have you a quick question, please?
Yeah.
All right, now I just want to clarify. You said something about Discovery. Are you talking about the Discovery Channel?
Yes.
Yeah, Discovery Channel.
Okay, so that's something we could boycott. What y'all think?
Pardon?
I think that's something that folks can boycott.
Can boycott.
They can boycott the Discovery Channel. If the
They can. They can, but people won't.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody will if we put it out there.
Well, that's what we have to try and do now because
Yeah.
they're scared. All I can say is that they are scared. Real TV and Discovery, they are scared because of the rise of social media now.
Right.
And people are doing TikToks of Terrence and all of these different things. And these are people of all different ethnicities.
That's awesome.
Everybody.
That's awesome.
Terrence made a big impact. His story made a big impact here. And his story made a big impact here in the DMV. And I mean, just like a lot of the cases, and when it comes to Black and missing, we have an issue. Okay, and so that's why it's important for Black media to become a part of getting these cases out here. I think I was one of the first people to give Mr. Woods his first interview, sharing Terrence's case, and I have been active even when it comes to going back and forth with the U.S. Embassy and the British Embassy and everything else, you know, on his case. And I have been facing roadblocks, but I have not given up. You know, I know that what pushes me is that I know that it's an issue. Because if it wasn't, they wouldn't be trying to give us such a hard time as they've been doing here lately with his case. And I just felt it important for Mr. Woods to come back in. And I know that we don't have a whole lot of updates, but it's important to keep his story alive.
Absolutely.
It's important to let people know that we are still looking for him, that we need help, all hands on deck, and we need to do whatever it takes to get justice and to find out what happened to Terrence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
We just need as much support as we can get. We need a community. We need a lot of things. So we need money. We need a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I have faith, and I believe that something will happen soon. But it's just not going to be from one person like myself or Mr. T. Like, we need more people to help us push this forward, because this year is going to be 4 years.
Yes, it will. Yes.
And you're dealing with billionaires, to be honest. You're dealing with billion-dollar companies. You're dealing with all of the big dogs, and that's the challenge that we are having.
When you think about Terrence's case, why do you think that they're trying to hide all of this stuff?
I think that's something, either he heard or saw something, and that he was very scared, or they've done something to him and they're worried about us finding out. Because there's no reason why you couldn't just tell us all what really happened. We know Terrence. What my issue is, I can tell you this. So I didn't say what my background is. So I'm a criminologist, and I've worked on over 60 or 70 murder cases in the UK, in the US, and in Europe with family members like Mr. T. So I know a lot about these things. One thing that I can say is that Terrence was living in the UK for 5 years. If there's somewhere that he wanted to go missing, he would have gone missing in the UK.
Exactly.
Not in his own country. There's no way. There'll be no point to go missing in your own country. You're going to go missing here.
Exactly.
He's traveled all over the world. Why did he go missing when he went to Italy or any of those places?
Exactly.
But he's gone missing in his own country.
I couldn't understand that either. And, you know, I love all people. And to know that it was a film crew of 12, and to know that Terrence was the only Black person in that film crew, that disturbed me too.
Yeah, that is disturbing.
Yeah, that disturbed me too. And Terrence had so much. Even when Mr. Woods put the case out, it was all types of journalists and everybody reaching out because his name rung bells. Like as soon as it rung bells, and I didn't even know. Until I got into researching and understanding who Terrence was, that's what pushed me to keep sharing his story, to keep trying to just, try to get somebody involved, because this just shouldn't be able to go like this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as Rochelle said, it's so many people that have offered us help, and then once they get into it and actually see what they're dealing with, they disappear from us. We no longer hear from them. Because like she said, people, they have threatened people. Man, I'm not just saying this because it's my son, but it's not like they knocked on his hotel room that morning and he was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not like he said, oh, I'm getting in my car and I'm driving up the street and he disappeared.
Right.
He was in front, physically in front of other people.
Right.
Right in front of them. Mm-hmm. And allegedly went off a hill without a trace of him being found. And now if you even mention his name in London, etc., they're trying to blackball people. And a lot of people here in the States don't even know what me and Rochelle and us are really going through right now. I mean, they're threatening people. My son's case is unbelievable. If you know
What is
half
some of
behind
the
that.
things tell us what
what
you
it
going
is.
through.
That com-
because
that-
I know
that company-
when we first interviewed you, they tried to cut the case off. Remember?
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, they
But-
tried to cut it off because they thought that we was trying to say that it was racial, some racial
racially
mess,
motivated.
but it is.
Exactly.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Everything
Right,
is.
it
It's
is.
unfortunate, but it
Yeah.
is.
He was the only person of color, but the only person that disappeared.
Right.
They said they went over the cliff trying to catch him, but when they came back up, their clothes was ripped. They were bleeding. Well, if your clothes was ripped and bleeding, why the dogs couldn't smell a trace of him? Why didn't you find a piece of his clothing? Why, when heat ops came overhead, why couldn't it? Because he never went down that cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all seen the Dr. Phil show, but even when I brought his suitcase home, all of his, they don't even talk about Montana. Everybody just hear about Idaho.
Right.
My son, they went to Montana that Sunday, which was September 30th. They didn't get to Idaho until Thursday, which was now November 4th. You hear nothing from the 30th to the 4th about Montana. Not one word. Never no one speak about that. Well, if he was already there for the 4 days, where's his dirty clothes? All his clothes was neatly folded up in his suitcase, not worn, brand new underwear that I bought him. His snowsuit that I had just bought him, that's back at home. It was 32 degrees. Well, what did he have on out there? Really?
Right.
Only thing in his suitcase was one dirty pair of shoes with all his clean clothes.
Well, it seems as if he never even made it to Idaho.
That's what.
And there's
that's
no
what this
pictures.
sounds like.
No pictures of him. But the sad thing is, Rochelle has spoken to people in Idaho. She's spoken to the person in the store. They, quote unquote, said they saw him. That's what they said.
Yeah, no, she did.
Yeah. She spoke to people actually in Idaho. And the lady from the store told her she's seen my son everything.
Yeah,
But there are
she said
no
that
pictures
she
of
did.
him in his camera.
like
No
that.
pictures, and he take pictures
All
everywhere
the
he go.
time, yeah.
But it's not one picture. You won't see not one picture of him in Montana or Idaho. And all his clothes came back neatly folded, not worn. So where's 5 days worth of clothes? Really?
Yeah, no.
That's not making
He was
no
in distress.
sense.
The lady that said she saw him is that he was in a rush to get all of the. I'll tell you about Terrence's role. So his role was basically like a production assistant on the production. So he was getting their sandwiches and stuff. And she said how he just looked like he was in a rush. He looked like he was in a rush.
Lord have mercy.
So
When you got to Idaho, because I know he was reported missing October the 5th, you arrived and the weather was kind of messed up.
Right.
So they could not start with the search October the 5th. They didn't start with the search October the 6th.
No, They didn't call me until October 6th.
Are
They
you
started the
serious?
search on the 5th. No, they didn't get in touch with me because they had to, quote unquote, find my information, etc. No, the search started, as far as what they said, on the 5th. Yep.
Oh, wow.
And that's like they said. Now, they got you on the 4th. Well, they got you on the 4th, allegedly went somewhere to have dinner in a restaurant, etc. Now, on the 5th, day of, that's when he allegedly had an anxiety attack. Anxiety attack. That's when they said they had to detain him. What do you mean detain him? Opposed to restrain. Then they said he got himself together. Then once they're out in the field, that's when he started acting strange. He tried to grab a drone out the sky. They told him, don't do that. But everything you hear me saying and everything you hear them say, not one time did anyone say they call for professional medical assistance. Right now, if you're at work and you see your coworker start acting a little strange, you all right? Hey, girl, you all right? Whoa.
Yeah.
You're going to call for help.
You're going to call for help.
You're not going to keep the show going and let's go for
Let's
it.
go for
exactly.
it.
And then she do something a little, then you see her run her head and hit her head on the wall. And you just say, calm down. You don't put her in a vehicle and hurry up and take her to the hospital, call for help. So you'll say my son started the day off acting strange. You have no medical, no paperwork from no hospital, professional medical assistance saying anything was wrong. Now he's in a field in front of all of you. No one sit him down in the vehicle, take him back ASAP. Then you grab a drone out the sky.
Well,
No-
let's talk about, because see, this is you're his father, and I'm pretty sure as close as you and Terrence were, you talked to him. Terrence had clothes coming to his home. He was looking forward to coming home. He was not going through no type of mental breakdown or anything when you're talking about. Let's talk about that, Mr. Woods.
Him and Rochelle.
'Cause they need to know.
Even in London, him and Rochelle was close friends. Him and her worked together, etc. So she know how he was out there. My son never had these issues they're trying to build up and make people believe. Mm-hmm. Why? This is the first, and he did another shooting with Raw TV. And he just came back from, what was that, Hawaii, Rochelle?
No, Alaska.
Alaska.
Wow.
That went fine. But he get with this crew right here that he didn't know from a can of paint, and all hell break loose. They try to make it like he's never been in the woods before. He's never done this. He's new at this. This boy been going all over.
All over the world.
But they try to build a picture of a dark complexioned person who had a mental
Remember
breakdown
that, who had a mental breakdown
and don't want to be found.
Who took off like a hare
and don't want to be found.
and don't want to be found.
But my thing is this: in the same breath, if you have a mental breakdown, that means you're not in your right frame of mind.
Right.
So if I'm not in my right frame of mind, how can in the same breath you say I don't want to be found?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, he had a mental breakdown. But I know, this is what they say, I know he don't want to be found. He just said he had a mental breakdown.
Right.
He's not
So
in the
how
right frame
he
of
is
mind.
right, and
so
it's-
how can he not want
Want
to
to
be
be
found?
found.
Why
Right.
wouldn't you go
So
look
we
for
stopped
him?
calling him because we didn't want to scare him anymore. Oh, scare him from what? What do you mean scare him anymore? What do you mean? But the FBI, everybody, we're going to look into this. We're going to get back with you. I don't hear from him. I'll call back, make another claim. We're going to get back with you.
I'm reading this story. It don't even sound right. It does not jive. And this is
And like I said, in London, him and Rochelle, they hung out together. They know each other.
and this is Vice, and Vice is pretty good in terms of. So I guess they're just reporting on what they've heard, or you know.
you have a
talking to
million
people.
stories with people saying
Just
this,
putting
that,
it
and
out
other,
there.
and they never spoke with me. They never
Yeah.
spoke with Rochelle. They never spoke with my family. They're just going word of mouth of what the sheriff and God doggone Idaho said.
Exactly.
And then I
that's-
think about Montana and Idaho. Those are some pretty redneck states.
Yes, they are, because there's nothing black down there but the goddamn pavement.
And that's all was there when I was
let's be
there.
honest. And that's what we just talked about this when he first aired on Focus Radio. We just basically because he was there. He know how he was treated. He
Right.
know how they lied about the dispatch report. They said one thing and then tried to lie and say they never said it until he got
Yeah.
the dispatch information. So for somebody to pull him to the side and give him that information, that was a red flag right there. That was a red flag right there. What? I I'm trying to figure out if there's anybody who is out here listening right now and that can call in and tell us, you know, what we can do, who we can reach out to, because we have. I remember we reached out to
Al
the
Sharpton,
FBI.
But
Yeah.
even Al Sharpton, once we reached out to him, when I found he dealt with him, the first thing they said, they wanted me to join the
National Action Network.
First they said, well, join. Well, hold on.
Wow.
Why do I have to join? I'm asking for help.
Right.
When you see the black lawyer that had
Benjamin Crump.
Yeah.
when I called him, you know what I'm saying?
You talked to him?
He tapped in. So I have emails and everything where he said I cannot deal with this one because all these people of color, they have power. When you see them on the news, they're on the news with a case that's gonna make them shine. You know what I'm saying? Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson, they want to be on the media. They want their face in front of a camera.
Right.
But if they think it's something really, and people upstairs got money that's going against all of them, they tapped in his back.
Yeah. But
You
the
know what I'm
thing is the thing that's just with anybody. That goes with sharing these cases. I tell people all the time, I don't have nothing against YouTubers and bloggers and all of that. But I don't pay attention to none of that shit because I know that it's important to get the information from the family.
Yeah.
Okay? From the family. So that's why I started Black Rose Garden Community Radio to invite the families in because I wasn't going to be one of these bloggers and all of that stuff to have this bad information
Secondhand
in
information,
there.
yeah.
No.
We going
because this is because I'm there when the goddamn lights, camera, action is over with.
Right, exactly.
I'm still there.
Exactly.
If it's a court case that I need to be at, or if I need to do some canvassing, if I had money, my ass would be right out there in Idaho every chance that I got.
Right.
Every chance that I got, I would be out there. That's why it's important for people to donate, for people to help when it comes to Black and missing people.
Exactly. Black people, period, because the mainstream media is not going to do it.
No, they're not. And we go through hell. Like, I have been riding with Mr. Woods since this happened. I have been sharing. I have been calling the U.S. Embassy. I have been trying to get in touch with the British Embassy because I have been learning. Because of his case is why he the one that made me wanted to get more education on different things to learn more so I can know what I'm dealing with.
Exactly.
Because this is the type of stuff that we have to go through, and it's not fair. It's not fucking fair.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir.
You know, it's not. It's no way in the world that this man that has so much going for himself, that puts so much into the universe, where no motherfucking body should be talking about his case right now.
I agree. Did she know who Simon G is?
That's the one that was bullying him. That's the only
That's
person
the guy that was bullying him.
That's the same. That's the only person that was in Idaho when I got there. They got everybody else out the country. That's the one that they said was bullying him.
Wow. Because it says that he went down, running down the steep cliff after Terrence. But that doesn't sound like.
But he's the one that said he went after him. But my son ran like a hare. That's the one that made that statement.
Yeah.
My son have inserts in his shoes because he's flat-foot.
Yeah.
He tripped going up the steps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing about it is, it's like, how can he run like a hare on a fucking mountainside?
A 70-degree angle cliff
Yeah.
at night in the dark.
In the dark.
But don't trip, fall, or nothing.
And then
But everybody else trip and fall.
Yeah.
But he's so good. He's flying.
But
And
here's the
then
thing, like you said, his clothes were torn and covered with blood. The Simon G, folks.
Right. That's what I just told you.
And he's
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
be,
what I'm saying.
he's
That's what I'm
supposed to
saying.
be some type of
And
world-renowned search
Okay,
and
you have to
rescue.
hold on for.
But then nobody.
Okay.
You have to go now, Rochelle.
Okay. Can I just say something?
Yes, go ahead,
Yes.
Rochelle.
I really appreciate everything that you all are doing, not just for Terrence, but all of the families and young Black people that have gone missing. And then off the record, I just want to say, because I want to connect with you guys, because I want to try and don't this bit what I'm going to say, guys. Can you not put it in the program? Is that okay?
Okay, I'm gonna take you away from.
Okay.
All right, I'm taking you off the mic now. All right, Rochelle.
Okay.
Am I off mic? Can they hear me still there?
Wait a minute.
Hold on for a
Yeah,
second.
and,
You wanna go to commercial break?
Yeah, we're
go
going
to
to take a
commercial.
quick commercial break and we'll be back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.
You make me jump and shout and sing. Jaja, you're truly great, and new eyes can see, yes, that you spread your blessings all over me. Aye, Jaja, you're truly great, and new eyes can see, yes, that you spread your blessings all over me. Hey. Whenever it's necessary, Lord, you give me your guidance in every adversary. Is why you come unto me and open my eyes and let me see.
Y'all, we are back, y'all. We are back. Mr. Woods, like, you said you had some things to say, but...
Yeah, there's so much going on with this case. It's just unbelievable, you know. And, you know, I have, like I said, I have people in London that's working with me. And it's to the point people are getting scared. Raw TV, see, when I reached out to Oprah, Oprah didn't get involved. When I went on the Dr. Phil show, Dr. Phil, if anyone watched Dr. Phil, when you go on Dr. Phil, at the end of the show, they give you a solution. They talk to you, but with Dr. Phil,
he didn't even give you one.
He didn't let me be able to speak, ask questions to the officers. You know what I'm saying? It was, he spoke with them, he spoke with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
now,
separately?
yes.
Yeah.
So reason being, Raw TV and Disney own all of them.
Right.
Oprah Winfrey is partners with Disney.
Good God.
She has stock with Disney.
She has stock with Disney.
So that's a part of her company. We all know Dr. Phil, she gave him his show.
Right.
So he can't go against
right.
the boss, the master, the person that made you. Oh, you got to, because it took him 3 months after we signed a contract to even do the show. Then once he did the show, it was script. It was what couldn't be said. It was certain questions he didn't drill like he not. When then Dr. Phil will drill you.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
You know, when the sheriff told him, when he asked the sheriff, do a lot of people go missing in your town? He said, if they're not from here. What do you mean if they're not from here? He said, why don't you close the case? He said, I'm not closing the case. He said, well, are you going to still actively search? No. Well, if you're not going to actively search, why are you not going to close the case? Well, if you close the case, then y'all have to give us the information on what was done.
Exactly.
But as long as it stay open,
they can't.
We don't know what happened. Now, he's not even the sheriff no more. It's a new sheriff out there. The new sheriff out there, when I spoke to him 3 weeks ago, he said, you know, it's snowing real bad out here. So once the snow go away, well, it's going on 4 years.
Right.
I'm not just talking about the snow this year.
Right.
It's going on 4 years. So it didn't snow 4 years straight. So what have you done those 3+ years? That we're now at another snowstorm.
What did he have to say about that?
I don't know much about the case. But if you want me to give you a death certificate, I can give you one if you have an insurance case or something you're trying to do. Sir, why do I want a death certificate if my son is not dead and you can't show me no proof?
You can't show me no proof.
So why would I want a death certificate? I'm not in this trying to get no insurance. I'm not trying to get no money off my son. I want justice and I want my son. And whoever has something to do with it, I want them to fry.
Why would he even suggest some shit like that?
That's my point. Them people out there, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Because if you get a death certificate, it automatically shuts everything down, as far as I know.
Yeah. And then they'll say, I asked for it.
Exactly.
I asked for it. You know?
They ask you a question, do you want a death certificate?
No.
You say, but what I'm saying, and they say, if you say yes, then they can justify.
They can get away from their case is done.
Yeah.
You know? No, I don't want no death certificate.
Yeah.
If you don't have no proof of anything, I don't want no death certificate.
Jesus Christ.
And I have insurance on me and both of my sons, my youngest son as well. But that's not what I want. I don't give a darn about that.
You want to know what happened. Exactly. You want to know what happened.
You know? And like I said, everybody that we go to, in the beginning, they like gun-ho. Then they won't come back to me.
Well, I'm not giving up.
And see, that's the thing. We're in the States. So, we're dealing with London and here.
Yeah.
So, it's indirectly conflict. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm at the radio station right now. I'm on air. So, I'm going to call you back. I'm with Black Rose.
What channel?
That's Lisa Renee.
We're on a Blazing Radio. You can download the app, or either you can get it from Facebook. We're live right now.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, I'm going to call you when I leave.
Okay, I got another question for you, Mr.
Yes.
Woods. Has Vice been in touch with you? Vice, it's Bill Maher's brand.
We did the Vice. They did an article on it, but other than that,
Vice has got a lot to say about this, according to what I'm reading here.
Read some of the stuff, Miss A21.
Okay, I'll start. Let me see. Let me start in the middle, because that's what kind of intrigued me. On the evening of his disappearance, as the shoot wrapped up, Terrence told one of the 2 local women who had been helping the crew with transport that he needed to use the bathroom. Moments after Terrence had spoken to the woman, associate producer Simon G. noticed that Terrence had dropped his radio on the floor. The next thing he saw was Terrence running down a steep cliff that led to the forest, where he disappeared into the trees. That's Simon G., and other locals in the area tried to go down the cliff after him, but the terrain in Oro Grande, is rough and unpredictable. They returned with their clothes torn and covered in blood. G would later tell Terrence's father that his son was running faster than he had ever seen anyone run before. Terrence's disappearance was reported to the Idaho County Sheriff's Office at 6:41 p.m. that same evening. According to an update posted on its Facebook page, due to the late hour of the report, the search for Terrence did not begin until the following day. Search teams made up of dogs, ground searchers on foot, and all-terrain vehicles, along with helicopter teams that could detect body heat, were sent out. Unable to find, with all that, unable to find any trace of Terrence, the search was called off after 6 days. To Terrence's family and friends, the story of his disappearance doesn't add up.
That's right, it didn't.
That's why I say I'd reach out to Vice, I'd reach out to Bill Maher, because
now you see what they said. When they went down the cliff, they were bloody.
They
clothes
were bloody
ripped.
and everything else.
But my son couldn't find a trace of nothing of him. Really?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Really? Because he didn't go down the cliff.
Exactly. This sounds like the Simon G. had gotten into a fight. If his clothes were bloodied and ripped up, he got in a fight.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You know, and the fact that they could not find Terrence, and they had heat sensors, they had people in helicopters,
the heat sensors, if they can find
on horseback. They had dogs, cats, every goddamn thing you can name out there, and
can't find
nothing.
Wow.
Okay, and this was the same day, and like I said, you know, it's none of this is making sense. It's not making sense. Every missing person advocate out here. I got Miss Kathy. She's a hell of a missing person advocate. Y'all, I need some ideas. I need some help on how we can push this case further, where we can get the help that we need, because this is not making no sense. It's not making no sense at all. No. It really is not.
And Vice is investigative reporters, and they say it's not adding up. So if I were you, Mr. Woods, I mean, you reached out to everybody else. Give it a shot. Reach out to Bill Maher's company.
Yeah, because we even had tried to get an investigator, a private investigator. As a matter of fact, within the first week of Terrence going missing.
Right.
And he didn't do anything.
It took a lot of my money.
Took a lot of money and didn't do anything. Nope, he didn't do nothing.
Then the second person that we had, Rochelle had, he was working for the sheriff department.
Yeah, I think that why do I know that? Did you say that before when we were talking?
No,
Tatiana?
this was no.
I don't think so.
Was this
This something newly after.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it? But I don't know why I think I knew that.
Yeah,
Man,
this was
so-
something newly after. You know, this is because, like I said, you know, we had just because I had made contact with the U.S. Embassy. They were supposed to have put us in contact with a CASA of sorts, somebody to help you navigate with the, you know, with the British Embassy, because this is a crime, and the only way that the embassies get involved if it's a crime.
Right. I'm just reading
You
the rest of
know?
this stuff. This is making me sick. I can't
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
So that's what I deal with every day.
What is it?
Yeah.
You know, what can we do to continue?
It's
Who
just-
do you think we need to reach out to? What do we need to do?
We need power behind us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Power talk power.
That's
And
why again, reach out to
wonder,
Vice.
I wonder if it's any petitions or anything that we can get signed, you know, where we can get some, you know, get some signatures and get them.
In reading this, Black, honestly, I would reach out to Vice because, well, you said power. You need some power. You need
Yeah.
it behind that. And Bill Maher and Vice, they got power. Vice is, it's my experience in looking at them. They're very thorough in their investigations, and I'm wondering why.
But-
You know, you just had one conversation with them, or
It was just
that
that one with Rochelle had with them. But it's like, even like with, like I said, with,
you said Rochelle had the conversation.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Okay, well, we're
All
going
right.
to get you in
Yeah,
contact.
yeah,
I'm going
let's
to get
do
that
that.
information.
but that's like I was saying with Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, everybody know how thorough he is. And in the beginning, when I first spoke with him on the phone, the question they was gun ho. But then
But
we
when
actually
you're
went
talking
on,
about
they
it's two
changed
different
totally.
things. Yeah, but it's two different things. We're talking about Bill Maher
Okay.
that really don't give a damn.
Okay.
Right.
He goes after the establishment. He don't care.
All the time.
Okay.
He wears
and you're
his
saying,
own gas.
bring
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And we're talking about this
A
other
puppet on the string.
a puppet on a string. We're talking about somebody who actually got their own shit and can maneuver,
Got
and
their
that's why
own
we
string
do
is a
what we
puppet
do.
master. Yeah, that's
Because
it.
we got our own shit. I'm on a contract here. Can't nobody stop me from doing shit. If as long as I don't break nothing in this goddamn studio, I ain't got to worry about paying for it. And as long as I abide by my contract, I'm here.
Coupled with the fact that as long as
Yeah.
you are spewing facts, that it's public information.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna say
Exactly.
If you
They
ain't
can't say
lying, you can't
nothing.
be
Well,
sued.
this is my son. This public information, and
Yeah,
I need the
that's what I'm
public
saying.
help.
That's right.
You know, I need the public help. You know, and people that have power. You know, because they're covering up everything.
Yeah.
And small people, they're shutting them down. You know, they're shutting them down.
Well, this is what me and A21 going to do. We're going to get in touch with Vice.
Yeah.
And we're going to direct them to you. Okay, so
You
that
have
we
my
can,
permission.
so that we can do something, you know, get somebody else involved, because that's what's going to have to happen, and we're going to start reaching out to some other people too, to, you know, because like I said, I know I have to get back on it. I had got so discouraged. I was reaching out to people like the NAACP from down there and down there in
Yeah, I
Idaho.
spoke
I
with
was
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
Boise,
a joke.
Boise,
A
Idaho
joke.
office, a joke.
Yeah.
A joke.
Okay, the FBI. Okay, the last time I reached out to the FBI, as a matter of fact, was in December on Terrence's case. Okay, then like I said, calling back and forth to the U.S. Embassy, this person and that person, trying to
Getting
get
a runaround.
somebody getting a runaround.
Has Christopher Wray reached back out to excuse me or excuse me. Christopher Wray is the director of the FBI. Has anybody from the FBI
No,
reached back out?
no,
Nope.
Well, that's
Neither one of us.
60 days.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's been way over 60 days.
No, I thought you said December.
Nah, but I'm talking about all of the
Overall,
times
I mean, as
before
far
that.
as me, she's
But
been
that
de-
was under,
Yeah.
yeah, again,
Oh.
that's where it touches. It was under Doofus. It's
Yeah.
a different FBI now.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to reach out to him again and maybe
Right.
call them again, because, like I said, we have
Right.
been getting a runaround, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But you can't give up when it's a whole human being involved.
you know, and-
Like I tell people all the time, like, this is not a game.
No, it's not.
And you know, like I said, I don't look down on no one else, you know, but I tell everybody, you know, when it comes to death, if you believe in God, you have closure and healing.
Exactly.
I don't have nothing. When I'm in my bed and my son is saying, Dad, help me, and I go sit in this room, I say, man, I forget about you. And I just talk to him now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go to work. So now I gotta go to work and put a $9 smile on, like I've been asleep all night and I'm good. You know, I gotta stay strong for my youngest son. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, I'm in my room. I said, God damn it, out loud. My son said, Dad, what's the matter? I said, nothing. Well, what really happened that made me yell? I seen T crawling in my room. It really wasn't T. You know what I'm saying? So when I deal with certain things, you know, I smile, laugh. I gotta keep it going. You know what I'm saying? And if even if they would have called me and said that morning he didn't come out of his room, we went in his room, he wasn't there. Wow. He took the Jeep or the truck and didn't find him.
At least that's plausible.
You know?
That's
Wow.
plausible.
But when you
Exactly.
tell
It's
me
not.
my son was in front of a dozen plus people, right in front of them, and he disappears
And
in front of them,
disappeared.
you really want me to believe that shit?
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, man. And people can't see, man, there's a problem with that situation. You know,
What I'd like people to realize, there before the grace of God, it could be them.
And like I tell y'all all the time, Terrence he was reported missing in Idaho, but Terrence is from Capitol Heights, Maryland. I live in Capitol Heights, Maryland. This young man had his whole life ahead of him. He was doing big things in the world. He was another black person, and yes, it's a lot of racial attention attached to this because of who Terrence was. I don't even understand why everybody and their mama has not tried to reach out and do anything that they could to help Mr. Woods and the family and friends on trying to, help with locating Terrence, because he was such a big person in the industry when it comes to this boy had Emmy Awards, y'all. This is not no goddamn just ordinary person. This was a black man, a young black man doing great things, being a great person in the world, pushing out great things into the universe. Like, this is not something that we all need to be sharing his story. We all, I'm begging y'all, like I have been, if y'all can guide us and tell us what we need to do. Because we did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, every goddamn letter in the alphabet and trying to figure out what to do. It's 4 years. What are we going to do? What can we do?
You can call the Idaho County Sheriff's Department and get on their nerves. That's one thing people can do.
You leave that number?
I don't see the number
Okay, I
here.
have it right here.
Yeah, put it out there, because again, the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the grease. And again, I encourage you, Mr. Woods, to contact Vice. I mean, they either gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna help you, or no, I'm not. You ain't got nothing to lose. You got a 50-50 shot, but you have a 0 shot if you don't ask.
Keep talking, y'all, because
All
I
right,
gotta
yeah.
find it. I had it pulled up.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of this stuff, and I'm going to look at this Dr. Phil one. Well, I'm gonna have my granddaughter this weekend, but I got to look at that, because what I'm reading here, it seems very thorough, but it does not add up. And I'm not an investigative reporter, but this don't add up. I can read. This is just dumb. And what is offensive, most offensive, is they told you this same dumb stuff.
Yep.
And it's like you Sammy Joe Sausage Head. Okay, you screwed your head off and left it on the dresser last night, but this makes absolutely no sense. And this guy, Simon G., he should be brought in for some questioning. And I'm not talking about in Idaho. I'm talking about by the FBI.
Well, see, the thing is with them, once they let them get back out the country, it's a wrap.
Oh, he's gone? He's not here
Yeah.
anymore?
They're not here.
No,
All
he's
of them,
not
they got
here.
them out the country.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. See, that's why this case is so hard, because you're dealing with the UK and America and then Idaho.
Yeah.
So UK is saying, my son had dual citizenship. He had citizenship
okay.
there and here. But the crime or the situation took place here.
The crime, you can say
you
that.
know? So it's like, who's going to help who? Who are we
Good
going to
point.
blame? Who, everybody tap dancing away from it.
Right.
But meanwhile, my son is still missing.
I think they're looking at it as an international incident.
Yeah, so it's,
Wow.
yeah.
I know it's got to be heartbreaking, and it is. You can't get frustrated,
Nope.
Because I didn't, like I said, it's not frustration. It's more that you're pissed off.
It's hurt.
Yeah, it's hurt. It's,
Because, when I was there and I was speaking to the sheriff and they was sitting in front of me lying, I could have reacted, but in my little brain, I said, you'll disappear too.
Yeah. In Idaho.
Yeah.
You know,
In Red
there's
States,
one
yeah.
way in that town,
Yeah,
one
one
stop
way.
sign in there. That was their town. The
Whoa.
population was 201 people. That's an apartment building here.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everyone, they knew who I was when I walked in the gas station. I'm on the phone with my father and said, Pop, they
Seriously?
walking down the street with guns and everything. I walked to the guy and said, man, what y'all doing? He said, man, we're going hunting. We're going elk hunting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if y'all have any information on Terrence's case, please contact the Idaho County Sheriff's Office at 208-983-1100. That's 208-983-1100. Okay? With any information.
Or you can give them my email address, and they
Yes.
can reach out to me because Idaho police,
Let 'em-
they
let
all
'em
part
know.
of it, so they might not hear anything.
Let them know, Mr. Woods.
How we doing? My name
Give
is
them
Terrence
all
Woods.
of your contact information.
I'm Terrence's father. My email address is twoods0129.bj17@gmail.com. If you have any information, feel free to email me in regards to it, and I'll get back in touch with you. As they said, they gave you the Idaho Sheriff Police Department number, but they were a part of my son's disappearance. So I don't know how much they're going to do if you all give them positive information or helpful information. I may never hear about it. So that's my email address, twoods0129.bj17@gmail.com. If you have any information or if you can help me in any way to put me in the right direction with someone that can help, please do so. I deeply appreciate it and thank everyone in advance.
Thank y'all so much. And also, you can reach out to me. Also, go to Black Rose Garden Community.com. Terrence's case is featured on my website. There's also a number where you can reach out to me. You can also inbox me at Black Rose on Facebook, Black Rose 44 on Instagram, and Rose Brown on Twitter. Okay, if you have any information on Terrence's case, please, please do that for real.
And I thank you very much, Black Rose, for having me in again.
We ain't done. We not
I
done.
know
We
that's
gotta
right.
keep on pushing this. Like I said, this is something that I just can't forget about.
Thank you.
I can't forget about. I have had a lot of people reaching out. We just closed the case not closed the case. We made an arrest. They made an arrest on the case of Akia Eggleston.
Yeah.
They charged her baby father with
Double
2
murder.
counts of first-degree murder. Okay, just a couple of weeks ago, we got Relisha Rudd. That's right next to Terrence's picture. Her case, she would be missing 8 years. March the 1st. So I got that coming up. You know what I'm saying? Where they're getting ready to basically tell us something that we already know, that Relisha is no longer here with us anymore. So, and I'm praying that they're going to be making arrests and everything else along with that, because this has been, it's look at the faces. Look at the faces. And this is, I was going to come in here and talk about, we have so many missing children. We have a cold case and of a young lady, right? They found some unidentified remains. Okay, and it's this young woman right
With
here.
the red hair?
Yeah. Actually, her remains were found February the 12th, 2022. East Point, Georgia is where they were found. Female, black, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'2", 102 pounds. Okay, and they're basically saying that this child is anywhere between the ages of 13 and 17 years old. And here's a picture. Here's a picture, y'all. If y'all go on my website, you would be able to see it as well as my page. And I've been getting a lot of calls on this one. They've been, tagging me in these flyers and all of that information, y'all. Please give it to Crime Stoppers, okay? If you have information on who you think this child may be,
Right.
Because a lot of the advocates have been pulling up pictures on who they think that this child may be, and it pretty much it could be her, but give that information to Crime Stoppers, y'all. Okay, instead of because we all have been talking about it. All of the advocates been sharing the pictures and everything, and because they find 42 to 4,400 bodies a year. Okay, and 1,000 of them go unidentified. To any family who has missing persons, okay, who have missing loved ones, I want you to reach out to NamUs, NamUs.gov. They are a clearinghouse who basically keeps the DNA profiles of our missing, the families. They get the DNA profiles and they keep them stored in the database because we find so many bodies a year.
Right.
And because 1,000 of them each year go unidentified, you always, I tell families that if you got a child missing a month or more, longer, it's no type of time limit when you have to do this.
Right.
But I tell families, if you have a child missing a month or more, then you need to contact your local law enforcement agency who is working on this case, and you need to give a DNA profile and get it submitted because they find people all the time.
Right.
And to all of the advocates, I want to thank y'all for sharing these stories of our missing. Please continue to do so. Continue to share the stories. Like I said, that can be the first time that somebody ever shared that missing person story. Y'all don't know what it means for the families, okay? Because this is our job. This is our job as advocates. I'm not the type of person that has to be there for the lights, camera, action.
Right. Let's just get it done.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
That's how I feel. I don't like to even. I want to share these stories to bring closure.
Right.
Do I like sharing them? Hell no. Hell no, I don't like sharing them.
Because that means somebody's pain every time you look at it.
It's somebody's pain.
Right.
And when you get deep, I've known this man since this happened to his child.
Right.
I tell people all the time, I don't know what the hell how y'all can even want to be in front of the only way that I want to be in front of the TV or a camera is that we talking about him.
Yeah.
Or his dad.
Right.
His mom, he got a sister and brother.
Right
now that could use that time.
Exactly.
We have to, y'all, we got to do right. We can't be exploiting these families. And a lot of times, like I said, a lot of those YouTubers and things, they exploit these families because they don't even have the information.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was really disgusted
Yeah.
when you said that National Action Network, which is Al Sharpton's organization, which I was a part of a number of years ago, say you got to be a member before they even entertain a conversation with you.
Told me I had
That
to
makes
join.
me sick.
Yeah.
And Benjamin Crump. Anyway, I'm not even going to get on that soapbox because it just seems like folks seem to show up just as you said to be a news bite.
If the spotlight is not on and they can't shine, they will not do it.
Yeah.
My son's case, people don't want to talk about, so they can't shine on my son's case. It's not lights, camera, let's shine, because people are scared about it. So they don't. Oh man, I'm not gonna get no light with that one. I don't want to deal with that one.
Yeah, but I don't think folks like the NAACP and Al Sharpton should be telling somebody from our community any kind of frag and egg like you were told.
Well, I agree with that 100%.
Offends me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That happens a lot with these families. That's why I was a part of the National Action Network. As a matter of fact, I was a committee chair. And when they didn't have nothing to do with my goddamn missing person cases and my murder cases, I stepped down too. And I said bye. Because I wasn't going to, because those type of places, those organizations, they have their own agendas.
Well, here's what I got from that black, is they were trying to make us worship. No, we ain't for that.
No, what I got from it is that you gonna talk about these cases and these police brutality and this is what that going on, but you better not goddamn open your mouth when it comes to this missing and murder. I'm gonna give you a few little dollars where you can have some little finger foods and everything to have the families come out, but we're not gonna help you with these cases.
Or I'm gonna tell you what I want you to talk about.
Or I'm gonna tell you what I want you to talk about. So I ain't wanna have nothing to do with that. I don't, because like I said, I tell people all the time, if you ain't sharing missing persons flyers, don't send me a goddamn thing. Don't send me a goddamn thing. Okay? I done had people put me out of their groups. Okay?
But it's so easy to do that. That's what really disturbs me. All you have to do is click share. That's it.
And I left some groups because if I can't put my beautiful black people in your fucking group, then I don't need to be here.
Exactly.
I don't need to be here.
Exactly.
And that's point blank period. That's why as soon as I said Mr. Woods was coming on this show, somebody reported my page, got it restricted, where I can't even go live from my page. As soon as I put that out there. So that let me know right there. You think that shit scared me?
Right.
That let me know some motherfucking body is listening.
Exactly.
So I'm going to give you something to hear.
Right.
Understand that. It don't stop me. Sir, ma'am, organization, whoever did it.
Right, exactly.
I can show you right now. My page is restricted. It's restricted for 29 fucking days.
Wow.
Because as soon as I put
your guess
that post up, what do that say?